Hey, thanks for joining me for this video update. And usually this video is kind of a version of the email, same thing, but today it's not. This Sunday, we are welcoming Josh Harmon as our pastor of worship and discipleship. So Josh will oversee all aspects of our worship service and the teams involved in creating and implementing them, both in the room and online as well. And you'll have oversight of all the discipleship path and the culture designed to help people become disciples of Jesus. So I invited him to join me so you could get to know him a little before you meet him on Sunday. All right, so tell everyone where you're from originally.
Where I'm from originally, I was born in Kettering, Ohio.
So right here, you were born right here.
From here.
Yeah.
Moved to Springboro when I was 4, went K through 12 through Springboro schools, so graduated from there.
Very good. And so since then, what states have you lived in?
Let's see, college in Kentucky.
Yep.
Indiana for just a little bit. Nashville, Tennessee for about 10 years, and then back to Ohio.
Okay, yeah, back to the promised land.
That's right.
Yeah. So you and I have known each other before this year.
Yes.
You did an internship here.
I did.
I think it was my first year here at MCC.
I believe so.
Yeah, back in 2002, maybe it went into 2003 a little bit.
Yep.
So, all right, but you've known Rich even longer.
Yes.
So our executive pastor, Rich McKinley.
Yes, he was my children's minister, youth minister when I was a little kid. He baptized me when I was 10. So he's known me since I was a roly-poly little guy.
That is great, man. So, okay, so there's stuff there, right? We've got to get pictures of Rich when he was younger.
It has to exist.
You would think. So, okay, so you met Mel in college.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So tell us just a little bit about that.
Okay, so I transferred in. I went from Wittenberg to Kentucky Christian. Was going to get serious about my faith and just study and nothing but. And she was on the chapel team the first day of school. I looked at the guy next to me and said, I want that one. One day. I lasted one day.
You made it one whole day.
Yeah.
That is very good. And she obviously immediately fell for you.
A year later.
A year later.
Yeah.
Immediately a year later,
Yes.
she fell
I think
for
her exact words were, we got on a camp team together and she was looking at the list and went down and our names were on the list and she goes, well, I guess I'm stuck with you now.
I guess so. Okay, so you all have 4 children.
Yes.
Tell us about each one a little bit.
I have to remember names, right? Anna is our 20-year-old. She's a junior at Cedarville this year.
Yeah. Children's ministry major, right?
Yes, yes. Andrew is our 15-year-old ball player, drummer.
Nice.
And Adeline is 12. She's at the junior high. She's a volleyball player this year, first year playing volleyball. And then Anderson is our 7-year-old going on 70-year-old. He would call him our little old man. He's just tired and everything is harder now that he's 7. So.
At 7, I mean, once you hit 7, life gets difficult.
It's all downhill from there.
Sure. All right, so hobbies. Got any?
A few, mostly musically related.
Okay.
And in the recent year, lots of walking. Trying to get healthy. So really big fan of almost all sports. Ultimate fighting.
Wow.
We can, we can go around later if you want.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be something.
Yeah, but a lot of music, guitar playing and such.
Very good. All right. So what is it? I'm going to ask you about worship and then discipleship. Yes. What is it you enjoy about leading people in worship?
About leading people in worship, it's got to be the collaboration of the church family together, the participation of us all.
Yeah.
And I don't, I'm not one. I don't want to. It's not for me to just stand up and play a guitar and sing. I want the family engaged together.
Oh, so man, that's cool. Okay.
That's my favorite.
And so, what is it you help people do when it comes to discipleship?
I mean, I think the biggest thing for me is accessibility. Discipleship can feel like a big, intimidating, scary word. It has been for me in my life.
Yeah.
It feels daunting. And just to put it on a lower shelf and go, this is just us living our life in the way that Jesus asked us to, and living on mission, and make that something that's just a part of who we are.
It's great. Yeah. That's what you have to look forward to. Now, I want to give you a heads up about Josh. So for the next 3 weeks, right? We've asked Josh, because his job is to oversee and help equip and just move everything forward in our worship ministry. So for the next 3 weeks, where you expect to see Josh up front on the platform, you won't. So I give you that heads up. He's going to be observing the room and what's happening on the platform. He'll be observing it while you're in the room, as well as online, our online presence, and looking at that, and up in the booth as well, up in our sound booth. So you'll see him moving around the room for the next 3 weeks. And you'll see him out in the lobby between services. And this Sunday, you're going to be real easy to find, because I'm going to have you up on the platform to introduce you to everyone. So you'll see him at the end of each service this Sunday, both services this Sunday. And I hope you're looking forward to that. It's good to have you on board, man.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. So this week I get to continue to share in our Some Assembly Required series. And you probably know, this past June, a couple months ago, there was this vivid reminder that many Americans believe in prayer. So on that Monday, the Supreme Court's decision in the Joseph Kennedy versus Bremerton School District supported the former assistant football coach's right to pray in public. So you might remember that I think it was 7 years ago, he took a knee at midfield after games. And as the Washington Post reporter Robert Barnes stated, he said, from the stands, it might have looked like he was just tying his shoe. The Supreme Court documents identified it as 30 seconds of personal prayer at the conclusion of a football game. Barnes noted of the court brief, said that the school district decided it had a problem in the 2015 season when an opposing coach told Bremerton principal that he thought it was pretty cool that the district would allow Kennedy's religious activity. They feared repercussions for what an opposing coach called pretty cool. And so they suspended Coach Kennedy and then later placed him on administrative leave. Well, the challenge weaved its way through the judicial system for 7 years, culminating in the Supreme Court's verdict. And I love that in the documentation they cited Abraham Lincoln for his opinion about faith in public service. Lincoln would say, I'd be the most foolish person on this footstool earth if I believed that for one moment I could perform the duties assigned to me without the help of one who is wiser than all. And listen, I know we all applaud that decision, but really the question is, do we practice the behavior that caused such a stir in our culture? So I'm looking forward this Sunday to sharing why prayer is so important to helping us as individuals grow to be more like Jesus. So it shouldn't be surprising that that's one of the catalysts, but also how that's going to affect us as a church moving forward. So I'm looking forward to seeing you, whether you're online or on campus this weekend. I'll see you then.